welcome back to Your American Story on FM News Talk 1047. This is your host, Raja, and joining me right now is Paul Sandberg, co-founder and CEO of PHRQL. So I'm going to let Paul tell you how this is spelled. And PHRQL is a software development firm that creates enterprise-level electronic record systems and apps which enable pharmacists and nutritionists in retail, grocery, pharmacy, and hospital settings to help customers or patients gain control of their health. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the format for the pitch. Paul's going to go first, 4 minutes. He's going to have 4 minutes, and then we're going to turn this over to our judges, each of who will have 3 minutes, and then Paul gets to close with 1 final minute. And Daryl Grandy, our radio producer, has got the flags out. Yellow flag 1 minute before the close, a red flag at the close, and a final stop 15 seconds later. With that, Paul, I'm going to turn this over to you. You have 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Raja. So my name is Paul Sandberg. I'm the co-founder and CEO of PHRQL. Now, PHRQL is a data analytics company at the intersection of healthcare and shopper marketing. Our customers are billion-dollar companies, and we are a first mover in a new market, which is ultimately going to be huge. And we've been generating revenues from that market for the last 10 months. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you prefer to see your personal trainer at the gym or at the hospital? Obviously at the gym, right? Because that's where you exercise. So why do we continue to send people to the hospital for nutrition counseling? We should be sending them to the supermarket. That's where they make their food purchasing decisions. And today we can do that. In fact, 30% of supermarket retailers say they want to offer these kind of services to their customers, and many already do. For example, Giant Eagle, who is our first customer. So in January of this year, Giant Eagle rolled out our Connecting Coach nutrition counseling software product across their network of stores in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Ohio. And we've helped them deliver services to thousands of customers over that period of time and get reimbursed by insurance companies for doing that. And the results have been excellent. So our platform has 3 components. We have a web application, which is basically like TurboTax for dietitians. We have a mobile application, which connects the consumer with their dietitian and with the retailer. And we have a data analytics engine, which delivers insights on the combination of customer purchasing data and the customer health data. And you bring that together, and it makes it possible for the retailer to generate increased sales while making their customers healthier. And we're the only product on the market today that can provide that capability. So PHRQL started less than 3 years ago as a class project at Carnegie Mellon University. We were focused on delivering patient-centered solutions around managing chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, obesity. But before PHRQL, I was managing business units and teams in 13 countries around the world. I've experienced the healthcare system in 6 different countries around the world. And all of that experience has equipped me to take a look at our healthcare delivery system in new and innovative ways. And I'm surrounded by a strong team. In fact, our development team developed the diabetes education application that has now become the national standard. And only 3 months ago, PHRQL was selected from a group of health technology companies to win the 2013 Sanofi Innovation Challenge. So Amazon was a small company when they first started disrupting a traditional market by offering a new delivery model for purchasing books. They did it by offering convenience, efficiency, and cost savings for the consumer. And that's changed the way that people access books today. We're doing the same thing for wellness care delivery. Now, including the $100,000 prize we got from Sanofi, PHRQL has raised approximately $800,000 since inception. Today, we're raising a seed round. We're targeting a $750,000 round at 20% of the company. We're going to use that for customer development. Today, we are talking to several supermarket retailers around the country, including some of the largest. We anticipate that we're going to need to raise another $1 to $2 million on our way to an exit in 3 to 5 years by acquisition with a large health plan or a large electronic health record vendor. With the current multiples that typical comparables are achieving today, we estimate that there will be at least a 10x return for the investor. So the summary is that the macro trends are in our favor. The timing is perfect. We're well positioned. And so I invite you to get behind us because there is a big movement happening, and Freckle is going to be a winner. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Paul. That was great. And ladies and gentlemen, you just heard Paul pitch to our judges on our groundbreaking Running with the Bulls contest. And we have the order of the judges decided. And Roger, you get to go first. I'll turn this over to you.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Paul. It's not quite clear to me how your product works. If I'm the consumer, do I have a pad or something that tells me what to buy, or do I visit the nutritionist in the store and he or she tells me what to buy? Or I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
Well, it's a little bit complicated to talk about in 4 minutes because it is more of an ecosystem than simply an individual product. But if we use Giant Eagle's example, today if you're a Giant Eagle customer, you can go on their website and you can sign up for nutrition counseling. Perhaps you've been referred there by your health plan or your physician. And you can sign up, and through our services you'll be receiving pre-assessment forms. You'll schedule your visits. You'll go in, you'll meet with your dietitian. She'll take you through a nutrition counseling session and leave you with a nutrition plan. And that is something that you could receive today in the hospital. But the hospital is going to show you the plastic banana and all that other stuff. What the dietitian at Giant Eagle is going to do is then take you out into the store and say, I'm going to help you navigate the 30,000 food items that are out here and figure out how to actually fill your basket with healthy food items that meet your specific nutritional goals. And that's where the system breaks down today in the traditional environment. On top of that, we have the mobile application that you can use to track your food, to stay connected with your own personal support network, but also to stay connected with your dietitian so you can receive ongoing virtual counseling from your dietitian when you leave the store. Now, we don't do this today, but we will be doing in the future. The store will be able to pass on to you promotions and offerings and content based on your own shopping preferences. And the other piece is that we connect into their point-of-sale system. So we're also, through your loyalty card, collecting information on what you're purchasing. So we now know and can tell Giant Eagle, if you're a more loyal customer, how they can do a better job of serving your needs, and overall how the program is generating a return on investment for them.
Thank you. It says in your business plan that the competition that you have is too expensive. It seems to me that that's a limited competitive response because the competition can presumably lower their price to match yours.
Well, where that comes from is that if you're looking purely on the clinical side of the equation, and the threshold to develop the kind of clinical system that it requires to get in the game is pretty significant. So on the nutrition counseling side, those kind of systems are available through large electronic health record vendors today who sell to hospitals, who are subsidized through meaningful use in other ways, and the price is much, much higher today than a retailer is prepared to pay. But they do not offer a lot of the other components of the system. And today the market is small enough in the retail section that we don't think that the large electronic health record companies are interested in playing in that market until it gets bigger, and by then we will have a big head start.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. I think next up is Mel, and I'm going to turn this over to you.
Paul, clarify for me, is the retailer interested in this because they just want to provide another service, or do they actually expect to be able to make money from increased sales out of providing a nutrition plan to their customers?
They expect to do it from increased sales. So some of the...
Before you do that, now, in the stores you've been in, have they tracked to see whether that has been the case with customers that are using this approach?
Yeah, we have some preliminary data on that, and there does appear to be a pretty good impact on sales. And we've just recently received an awful lot of data for the last couple of years of purchases from one of the retailers we're working with, and that's going to allow us to really get into it. But it looks like that difference can be maybe 10%, maybe more, and on a 2 or 3% margin business, that's a lot.
Well, how does that incremental gross margin dollars to the retailer compare to what they'd have to pay for having your capability?
So right now, it's more or less a break even on just reimbursement from the nutrition counseling services. So if they offer those services and the reimbursement from the insurance company, it's more or less a break even business. So when you take a look at the increase in basket size, the increase in customer loyalty, and then you add onto that there are some cross-selling opportunities to bring some customers into the pharmacy who would otherwise be shopping at CVS or Walgreens or whatever, we're looking at about 150% ROI on their investment on the whole program, not just our part of the program. And our part of the program is less than 10% of the overall cost.
Okay, well, we obviously don't have time here, but when you do get that data that shows this is the kind of return to the retailer that they're getting economically compared to what the cost of your system is, I'd like to see that. So you can get my website and send that to me when the time comes. I might be interested at that point.
Okay, very good.
Okay, the other is I just wanted to clarify on quickly on you said that there's a reimbursement from the health plan. Does this reimbursement goes to the retailer?
Yes.
So they're covered. Their costs are covered to have this kind of a nutritional approach.
Right.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
So it's a shift of the healthcare delivery from the clinic to the community, which is where people can use it.
Okay, makes sense.
Thank you, Mel. I'll just turn this over to Alicia now.
Just to follow up on that, so from what I'm understanding, then Giant Eagle is actually offering nutritional counseling?
They are.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So the thing that comes to my mind is, the HIPAA laws that prohibit my health information being distributed without
Sure.
my acknowledgement, such that when I scan that Advantage card, if I'm having some nutritional counseling, isn't that going directly to the marketing department at Giant Eagle?
No, that's the key. You see, we have your protected health information, and our system is completely HIPAA compliant, and we don't share that with the marketing department at Giant Eagle. Now, you do have to sign a marketing opt-in form to be able to receive some kind of information from them, but we don't share any of your health information. So because we are able to do that analysis internally, if you choose to be provided some feedback and insights and marketing options from the store, you sign the marketing opt-in, but their marketing department never sees your protected health information.
Are you operating at some sort of metadata level where you have this segment of the population that needs a certain type of delivered good?
Right.
I mean,
So we would do clustering on all of the individual customers, and we would figure out which clusters individual customers fit into, and then we would provide solutions on a per cluster basis. So you would fit in with a particular group, and then you would be provided appropriate kinds of support for your particular group, but it would all be on an aggregated basis. You would never be singled out.
So I'm sort of anonymously part of a cluster
Yep.
based on my profile.
Does that sound exciting to be anonymously part of a
It
cluster?
does. I like it. So I don't quite understand how Freckles is going to make money. How does the company make money? I see the retailers.
So it's a subscription model, software as a service. So we make money on a monthly subscription fees, and then we also, through our data analytics capability, offer additional analytics that are sort of on top of the basic clinical support. So we have a basic utility at the clinical level, and then we have these value-added services like the data analytics and the direct marketing and those kinds of things.
And you anticipate a 10x return to the investor?
At least.
So how many millions in sales do you need to generate to even reach that point?
Well, we expect to be well over $100 million in sales within the next sort of 4 years.
Oh, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. Wow, $100 million, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some big numbers, if you to achieve. And Paul, we wish you the best there. So at this point, I'm going to turn this back over to you for your 1 minute close.
Okay, so there is a couple of trends that are intersecting that are important for us. One is ginormous and one is really big. The ginormous trend, which everybody's aware of, is changes in the healthcare system that are focusing on reducing and controlling cost. 70% of our healthcare spending is related to lifestyle choices. Any solution that's going to make a difference has to include nutrition and diet. The really big trend is that supermarket retailers are trying to offer personalized services to their customers around health and wellness because they don't want to compete with Walmart and they don't want to compete with Amazon on price. We see the relationship here. These are coming together, and our solution brings them together. Now, we have been recognized by other experts in the industry on the merits of this solution and its ability to impact millions of people. Sanofi, for example, one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, sees our solution as an opportunity to do that. So we've just signed an NDA with them for national and global, and we're looking at a collaboration to help deliver some of these services through them. So this is going to be big. Things are moving. And if you think you can help us reach our milestones, we'd love to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. And again, congratulations on winning the Innovation Challenge. And ladies and gentlemen, if you liked what Paul had to say, please go to the website. It's youramericanstory.com, and you can vote for Paul. And again, you've heard sort of, when you're sort of behind the scenes, entrepreneurs get tough questions, and you heard tough questions here, and you heard Paul answer them. So this is what really goes on as entrepreneurs and investors have a discussion. So again, Paul, thank you. Judges, thank you. We're going to go to a commercial break at this point. This is your host, Raja. We're going to wrap up now, and we'll be right back.